That dates me a little bit right there. All right, Blitzcraig, if you would like to join me in Discord, you're welcome to do so. But here we go with your replay. I already did my initial pictures and stuff like that. So let's get in here. You said yours is not a feat of strength, but it is one of the better games I played recently. I have good practice in battleships and cruisers, but I'm struggling in gunboats. I can use all the tips I can get. Trying to learn the art of playing conservatively when outnumbered while not routing and dying. Makes sense.
Let's get to it.
Song is quite youth sentiment to me, by the way. Cool. And Duckman says, I am old. Thank you, Duckman. Okay, so you got radio location.
Hello.
All right, there's Craig. Not old enough, though. Craig, if you've got ability to say something now, do so if you don't mind, so I can get your audio level figured out.
Oh, sure. Yeah, this is just a I need help kind of replay, so I appreciate it.
That's what we're here for, and I appreciate your subscription, dude. Seriously.
Yeah, no problem. One of my clan members told me about you.
Oh.
Watched a few times.
Clan members. Oh, Bowie. Okay, yeah.
Boost activated.
Good people in that clan.
Thanks. Yeah, they're fun.
Absolutely. Duckman, anybody else, if you guys can comment real quick on Craig's volume level. I want to make sure you guys can hear him. I had to turn him up a little bit, I think. You got an NES upstairs? I actually have two of them. One of them at least still works. And I've got my Super Nintendo, that still works too, of course. Alright, going into A. Now this is, I want to mention, this is a very aggressive early play against a 4 Sherman and 2 Shimikazes. I'd be very concerned about the 4 Sherman with either Puerto Rico, Des Moines, or Nevsky radar backing him up. So, I mean, you can go this way, but you can see with radio location up in front of you, that should tell you that there's an enemy destroyer heading this way. Now, your decision to go to the island here is smart in a sense that you will lock down anybody who goes into A with your hydro. Unfortunately, it also means that if the enemy hard pushes, you could very easily get stuck here. So the decision to go in is okay, as long as they all don't show up here. You had a PS1, huh? Nice.
Torpedoes direct.
You're detected right there. There's the radar. Smaland, of course, has that radar. You were able to tripwire it. You got detected, popped the radar. That's smart. I like the decision to back up there and get some shots on. That's good. And rip your Shimikaze, who just got wrecked by the enemy Shima. Nothing you can do about that, though. He's on the other side. Hey, what's up, Ben Nimitz? Water is not an aiming fluid. No, it's not. I'm not drinking water, though. I'm drinking water that's laced with energy drink. This is World of Warships Strike Force Energy.
Problem solved, sir.
Oh, right there. See that? So I'm drinking grape. This is the USS Kidd on the cover. Earlier, I drank Missouri, which is premium time. I don't know, it's called their original flavor. And on the extreme recommendation of Sith Kitten, I will not be drinking dirty water today on top of the energy drink. So anyway, welcome aboard. Good to see you, by the way, Nimitz. I hope you're having a good Sunday. Still remember that time we were playing clan battles and you're like, "Morning, we've had aiming fluid." And I'm like, "I really don't care. Let's go." We had some fun games, didn't we, huh? Alright, now good cap. At this point, assess your situation. Look at the minimap, what's going on. The Shimikaze could be crawling up the flank. Either way, you going broadside to his potential direction, if he's closer to the Kremlin, is concerning. So I don't know that I would do that right away. Out of torp range. OD on energy drink and jump out a window. Oof, that'd be kind of funny. feeling a little warm, so I'm going to turn my portable AC unit down just a notch to 77 degrees. Another radar, you got detected, tripwire, there it is. Sorry, Craig, go ahead, say something.
No, it's okay. My thought here was, yeah, the Shimla probably is going out to try and catch Napoli, so I'm going to try to hit him.
Yep.
Considering I haven't seen Sherman, and he didn't pop up on RDF, it was a safe assumption to me that he wasn't going to catch me just yet.
Absolutely. Now, I want to point out something really, and I don't know if you planned it this way or not, but if you look at the situation, you're in a perfect position to 1v1, perhaps with the help of Napoli, I guess, so 2v1 the Shimakaze. The Sherman and Kremlin both can't support. So you kind of got yourself in a very lucky position. I don't know if that was planned or just kind of happened. But this is what you want to look for when you get into engagements on the minimap to make sure that, you know, other people can't support the people you're trying to shoot down.
It kind of just happened, as you'll see coming up, I realize the Sherman's coming, and I try to get as many shots out as possible, disengaging out of there, because I know fairly well I'm never going to fight against a Sherman.
Yep.
By myself, at least.
Yep. I like the use of your engine boost. Now, you should probably also pop your heal, and a DCP wouldn't be a bad idea either. Get yourself moving. Oof. That Shimakaze is doing work on the other side of the map. That's second target he's killed. Alright, now, Kremlin is going to roll up possibly this side here. You've got the Sherman to deal with, and of course you've got the Shimakaze. Sherman's got that Hydro, so it's going to be tougher-ish to take him out with torpedoes. At least yours are fast. It might be worth it to hold off on your next rack and try to get those timings closer together so you can make a spread out of those. Now this turn here, I disagree with. I think you'd be better off to stay on the flank as basically right on the border, with the option to turn north if you're being chased. Because your turn like this is going to just keep you essentially in a front-on engagement with the Kremlin. Your torpedoes have less Kremlin to hit, essentially. As a matter of fact, the Kremlin's completely ducking out. So had you gone along the border north, you might still have had a torpedo salvo solution on him. What was the decision to open up there?
I wanted to open up to see if Sherman was kind of close to me. I saw that Kremlin was the closest to me, so I figured it would be a good measure to see if he can see me. And being that he might be that far away, he might have trouble hitting me.
Got it. The reason I bring that up is that, of course, it does give them your positioning. Here's another example of where you could have fired the two of them together instead of waiting. It looks like you're trying to get a hit with the Flood, force a DCP, and then get another hit. And that's really hard to do in this destroyer because, as you can see, it's a 3 salvo followed by a 5.
Yeah, that actually wasn't the mentality. I fired one and wanted to see if I can get more info before just firing the second.
Yeah.
One was a test, and the second one would have been more educated.
Well, I mean, educated or not, that was a beautiful torpedo salvo anyways.
Yeah,
you got all 3. Are you flooding him? No, he DCP'd. So you could open up with guns. You're detected, so you know somebody's close by. It's a Shimakaze, of course. He's right outside of range. Go figure. The other thing to get in the habit of doing is, if you were detected, immediately pop your engine boost, because you know people are going to shoot at you.
Okay.
And here you could have actually slowed down a little bit and loitered. To try to get another fire going on the Kremlin. Basically, you slow down, you almost reverse. If they start focusing on you, you just pull forward right behind the island and you're safe. Ah, there you go, pirates. The real World War II thinking men's, not action, but strategy game. PTO, Pacific Theater of Operations. Expecting Shima Torp standalone? Not a bad idea, considering you are currently, if you look at the minimap, you are right now sailing in the firing arc of that Shima. And again, think about if you had gone to the border of the map. Look at all the targets you'd have lined up, right? You could hit the Kremlin from the north, from his side. You could just, luck chuck torps right into that general direction. You might even hit the Yamato behind him. And what it does is it forces the enemy to deal with a potential threat that's in a flank that they don't want to deal with. Whereas you going behind your team, they don't have to worry about you at all. Now you ducked back in. When you duck back in when you don't have radar available. So at this point, if you're going to duck back in like this and get yourself detected, I would almost go full south at that point and just let them, try to face spot that Shimakaze, because he's obviously trying to chase your team. Oh, see, there it is. He managed to get this lava. Exactly right, Duckman. You want to draw fire from the other side of the team.
I think I went through a kind of a range of mindsets while playing this, which is part of my problem in Destroyers. I can't really stick to one. My mind just kind of fluctuates into certain situations.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm running east mainly because I was nervous about the Sherman chasing me. And if I had been by myself, I knew I was going to lose that, so I'm just trying to stay with the Napoli.
Right.
And here we go again, now I'm ducking back. And
yep.
Completely counterintuitive to what I just said.
Now, think about the Sherman chasing you. I like this, by the way, because he could have been behind the smoke, but unfortunately, the Shimakaze is spotting you. But the thing about, if you get the 4 Sherman to chase you, that's actually okay. And the reason for that is, 1, he's chasing you into your torpedoes, which is always fun. And 2... is you, as long as you're able to keep the range long with that Sherman, you can at least negate some of that sap shells that he's going to fire on you. The other thing is you want to keep him out of the fight. You want to make it so that he doesn't have a good game. If he's going to chase you, he's going to waste a lot of his time, where of course he wants to farm. Shima flooded. That's funny. The submarine. Alright, you're down by 3 ships. So, again, I would be in Charlie 3 to get on the side. This is another time you're up in the front of a battleship, so you're going to hit him bow on. Now you're opening up here. This is your last engine boost. I probably would have held the engine boost here. In my opinion, engine boosts are for when you are in a destroyer engagement, destroyer on destroyer, especially if you're on your last one. Now you're trying to disengage here. I would just keep shooting until the Yamato dies. As you can see, Yamato DCP'd. Everybody else thought he was dead. There we go. Napoli got him. Okay. Now, look at the minimap. You are heading towards the Shimakaze right now. And you're out of radars. So, that's perfectly fine, but like I said, you're going to follow your radio location straight at the Shimakaze. You're not going to turn away and run. Okay, so you got very lucky there. That Shimakaze derped right into you and had to make a knee-jerk reaction smoke. Unfortunately, you're out of radar, though.
Too lucky, actually. I wasn't even paying attention to radio detection at that moment. I had tunnel vision to try to see what was going on behind me. Where I should have been paying attention to it, because I would have known that I was about to be detected.
Now, you also broke off your engagement, and honestly, you might as well keep shooting at that Shima. He's quite low, and as you can see, you're going to be shot at for 20 seconds anyways, for free. Now he's got 20-kilometer torpedoes. Oh, that Kremlin shell.
The enemy
Oof.
is about to win.
There goes your Shikishima. Yeah, exactly, Standalone. Right, push into that Shimakaze. You need to think about, like, hit and run kind of tactics, right? Get in there, get the kill. The sooner you get him killed, the sooner you can worry about dodging the enemy that's pushing you. But all this time that you've been kiting in the direction of the rest of your team. So the enemy doesn't really care that you exist. They don't have to deal with your torpedoes. Sherman is stopping and smoking. Beautiful opportunity for you to torpedo.
The enemy is about to win.
And fortunately for you, your torps will kill him anyway. Nice.
Destroyed their destroyer.
Don't shoot anymore. See, you just shot, and now you got detected. Okay, you got a Scooty boy out of here.
To win.
Engine boost activated.
This might be our first death pick of the day. Now it's you, the Napoli, and the sub against, well, all of that. Now the problem is you got off detection, but you're within the radar range of the Puerto Rico. There it
In
is.
5 minutes.
And you're about to beach. Now, you opened up there. I would actually have waited about 5 seconds. Count to 5 and then open up. Because remember, it's a 6-second delay from being lit on radar to, you know, being spottable and shot at. If you open up immediately on the Puerto Rico because he's radaring, you actually give the Sherman and everybody else 5 extra seconds or 5 seconds earlier to shoot. You're also heading directly towards the Des Moines, which also has radar. So, oof.
Engine boost deactivated.
This is where party target helps. Yes, so you know more than one are targeting. Absolutely, yes. Oh, the Des Moines is that low? Seriously? Oh, if you're lucky, you get the kill. Can you turn and dodge? Turn. Oh, nope.
Destroyed.
So, at that point, I mean, you just think about, I gotta dodge. You think you already got the kill. What am I gonna do next? You waited a little bit too long to start that next segment. But hey, thanks. We got our first death pick.
Well, you're welcome.
Any questions? I mean, I've been talking a lot. So.
No, that's fine. It's better than nothing at all. Yeah, I heard a bunch of things that you said about kind of being on the outside and making sure not to just exist before my ships, because then you're right, I'm just on the way to them, which doesn't help as much.
Yes, Mingslinger, this is a replay. Taking my death picks. How's it going, by the way? And yeah, Des Moines gets the trade with you. So when you were in that engagement, what I would have done is as soon as he fired, I would have cut the engines and turned in. Who knows? It's a toss up if he would have got you or not. But still, not a bad game. Obviously, a lot of your team on the other side kind of let you down there. So you know it happens, right?
Yeah, it's annoying, but yes, it's. I just figured, yeah, I've lasted long enough. I didn't get myself killed, so I figured it's a little bit better than I sometimes do. Like I said, for some reason, I can't get too good at destroyers. I want to.
Mm-hmm. So, I think, you know, patience is one thing, especially with a ship like you were taking out, the Smaland. I always found that I do better when I focus on one thing primary, either guns or torps, and you can pick it, and of course you can change that focus as you go as well. But pick on one thing and then, you know, be really good at it. So here you go. Here's our initial engagement. You radared, you forced the Shimakaze back. That Shimakaze did a fantastic job, by the way, of recognizing the threat and turning around. A lot of other Shimakaze players, I would have expected to go straight into A and sit there and essentially get died. So, you know, I think that was good on that Shimakaze's part. I think you played the opening just fine. The key then is what happens next, right? As you come in, once you get that. So let's take a look at what you do. You turn south here. Personally, I would have turned back up north. You don't want to go in front of an island. You want to go behind the island. But going in front of the island did open up your opportunity to shoot the Shimakaze again, and that's where I paused it before and showed you getting those shots without without being, having other people focus on you. So that's good. All right. Coughlin, what was the Kitakaze replay? What map? Can you tell me real quick? Enemy Shim was kicking everyone head in. Yes, he was. The Shimakaze on the sea cap was doing work because your team just totally just full sended over there at sea. Okay, so here's where you're kiting away with your team instead of kiting away from your team. So you should have headed, in my opinion, to Charlie 1. Charlie 1 allows you the ability to torpedo at the Kremlin. If the Kremlin pushes from the island, it allows you to torpedo at the Kremlin when he pushes from the island. If you run into Shimakaze, you can beat him. If you run into Sherman, you can run away. and eventually you'll probably lose to him. But if he's firing at you, there's always the possibility the Napoli will help out, which could be decisive in that engagement. Let's keep going. So again, Kremlin, you're turning in. This is ultimate danger right here because you are within the torpedo range of pretty much everything that might be shooting through that channel. Now at this point, I'd be at Charlie 3, maybe Bravo 3, depending. Trap, it's OC Prey. Good, thank you. And there you go. All right, see, and then again, with you cutting northward along with the Napoli, look at the Amato, right? Your torpedoes have nothing to hit other than the bow. I mean, there's always the luck chuck, too, the lucky shot. That's where you wish you had your extra radar. Do you take superintendent on the Smaland?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Actually, let me look at my captain real quick. Yeah, I think what you were saying before about going for one thing. I do have them geared to guns and survivability.
Okay, perfect. That's what you do in a Smaland. And then here, you're kiting away. You're running away from the Puerto Rico, and of course, you're running right into the Des Moines. Always, when you got a sec, look at the mini map and try to figure out where you're headed. If you saw earlier you were heading right for the Des Moines, you probably would have turned north. Instead, you turned south. And dead. But at least you were able to trade. And that's right, Daystepper. Two ships working together is better than one by itself, always. So yeah. All right. Any other questions at all? I think this was a good replay to learn from.
Thank you. I think I learned a few things. And next time I'll upload a feat of strength to get my ego kind of boosted.
There you go.
But thank you. I appreciate the tips.
Yeah, of course. So chat, what are we going to call this one? Obviously, something with kiting makes sense. Not quite sure. No lousy replays, the best replays, right? And while you guys are putting that name out there, I'm gonna check for that replay file, Kitakaze.
I'm gonna hop out of the Discord channel, but thank you again.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for hanging out. Again, appreciate your support, being a sub and hanging out.
Absolutely.